I believe that kids should have homes. Good. Off to a good start. I believe that kids should go to school. And I believe that kids should do as well in school as possible. Good. We're in a good crowd here. And frankly, it's almost seems nonsensical. Of course, you're going to agree with that. But would you believe that here in Orange County, housing and education for kids is actually something we need to work on? I try to keep a pulse on this issue, and lately, maybe you've heard it too, the word housing crisis has been thrown around a lot lately. And it's becoming increasingly visible. Why? According to the Orange County Register, there's a big shortage in housing units, and it's been driving up the rent prices, and it's been putting especially working poor families into housing insecurity and not completely out of their homes. Families have started doubling or tripling up in units that are not designed for that many people. They're living in their cars, or even more recently, if you've been driving through the freeways, you might even see tent communities popping up around Anaheim Stadium, and maybe in front of the big civic centers, particularly in Santa Ana. People just out there living in tents. And according to the U.S. Department of Education, nationwide, 1 in 30 children experienced homelessness in 2015. And that's already sad, but in Orange County, it's 1 in 6. California has the highest population of homeless children, including the highest number of unaccompanied homeless youth under 18. There are 1,000 kids in Orange County that live in motels. And that usually means they live there with their entire families in about 250 square feet. 26,000 are considered homeless or housing insecure. Overall in Orange County, 27% of young children live in poverty, and that ranged from 9% in Newport Beach all the way up to 48% in East Santa Ana. Kids are sometimes couch surfing with their friends. They're trying to find space in a shelter that's maxed out to capacity. I even read a story of a kid who got a bus pass and just rode the bus endlessly in a loop while he slept so that he could have some place that was remotely safe for him just to lay down and try to get some rest. Now let's say that you're one of those teens that has to struggle with the poverty and the homelessness, and you've just been dismissed from school for the day. You may not know where you're going to sleep tonight. You don't know if you're going to shower or if you're going to have a roof over your head. What's the first thing you're going to do? And out of curiosity, did anybody say, I'm going to do my homework? Or that I got to make sure that I'm on the path to college? No, you've got other things to do. More immediate needs to take care of. But your homework is really what you should be doing. But the barriers associated with poverty, the homelessness, the insecure housing, the crowded residence, the anxiety it produces, it increases the likelihood that you will drop out of school, and it prevents educational success. It violates our belief that kids should do as well in school as they can. So, Boys Hope Girls Hope can be there. Once all those prerequisites are there, once the housing is good, once kids got school, they can get there, they're doing well. Once those prerequisites are in place, those educational barriers begin to crumble. And so that's what Boys Hope Girls Hope does. The organization provides 2 boarding homes here in Orange County, one for our boys and one for our girls, that provide those basics. And those basics don't go away. Our kids stay in homes until they graduate high school. The average stay for our graduates is 4 years. And in 4 years, that's hundreds of rides to school, nearly 1,500 nights slept in safety, and thousands of meals. But our support doesn't stop there. Once those basics are provided, we make sure our kids can do as well as possible in school. We even call them scholars because that's how much we focus on college preparation. We are blessed to send our kids to either Mater Dei or Rosary Academy for high school, and we have our own curriculum called the College Road that makes sure that students take the age-appropriate steps to collegiate admissions. Together, it really works. Since 1991, 99% of our program graduates continue to college, and 90% persist to their degree. Our alumni network has doctors, lawyers, accountants, administrative assistants, investment managers, marketing professionals, We've got a kid who graduated from the Air Force Academy that teaches people how to fly planes. We've even got a kid with a Super Bowl ring, and we don't hold it against him that he won it with the Seattle Seahawks. It's when a kid or a teenager is in a position where they can't get the education that they need and that they're capable of because of poverty and housing issues. Boys Hope, Girls Hope consist. We move kids into our boarding homes. We take care of them like our own until they graduate high school. And we even give them college scholarship funds. The whole thing really feels more like a big extended family. And I have the privilege of introducing one of those members of our family here tonight. Nate, why don't you start walking up here? I had a lot of source material to work with tonight, with the Renaissance and Shakespeare and all sorts of things to go with. And I spent some time exploring each of those things to talk about. But frankly, I then read what Inique was prepared to say, and it was better. Just way better than anything I could have come up with. And so I am going to get off the stage and let Inique take it away from here. Inique Wilson, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening, everyone. I just want to thank you for all being here tonight, and thank you for my friends being here to support me. So, my name is Inique Wilson, and I have been a scholar at Boys Hope, Girls Hope since middle school. Now I'm a high school senior, a little more than 6 months from graduating, and it's finally my turn to get up and talk at an event. The majority of what I'm about to share are excerpts of an essay that I've been working on for my college applications. The year was 2009, and it was filled with scorching hot summers and freezing winter nights. On one of those winter nights, I remember hearing the ring of the house phone. My mom picked up. There was only silence and a flat expression on her face. At 9 years old, I realized something was terribly wrong. And it was in that moment that I began to officially grow up. Finding out that my dad was in jail broke my innocence and became a trigger in my life. We lost our home and began the struggle of putting my family back together. We had to move into my mom's house along with my mom's sisters and their kids. And that began the grudges, fighting, and silent treatments. In the house, I was surrounded by an alcoholic grandfather and an uncle who lived off drugs, and it filled my mind with confusion. The only thing keeping me sane at the time were the hand-drawn photo letters my dad sent me from his jail cell. I don't remember how many times he kept going back in and out of jail, but it felt endless. Then soon enough, I felt normal. His letters no longer saddened me, but gave me reassurance that he was okay. I remember the first time in court, my mom told me to not look at anyone. I didn't understand why. My first time in there was the first time in a long time I got to see my dad, even if it was from the back and across the courtroom. It felt strange to see us in such a particular setting. I remember how engaged the people in the court looked at him, but of course, I didn't understand. The constant moving around from one place to another began to feel normal and even satisfying, because even when we moved, we were together and away from my mother's family. At one point, my dad was back with us, and my mom found an old place in downtown Los Angeles. The apartment had a small kitchen, small bathroom, 2 closets, and surprisingly enough space for a family of 6. The 6 of us all managed to fit on the floor to sleep, despite bed bugs, the dehydrating heat, and violent neighbors. I felt satisfied. Unfortunately, it didn't last, and the day came where we found ourselves packing our things and heading back to my mom's family. My dad couldn't stay overnight at my mom's family's place, so he wandered the streets at night as we stayed there. We moved again and stayed in my mom's friend's garage. My family was together again, and together we faced boiling summers, microwavable food, roaches, and each other. However, sure enough, we ended up back at my mom's house, and my dad on the streets like a stray dog. Within this cycle, we lost ourselves. I became emotionless and empty, like I had a need to feel something. I began to feel unworthy and found myself thinking about death. I never had the courage to take my life because the thought of losing my siblings always came to my mind. Even though at the time I despised God, I found myself praying for a miracle. All I ever wanted was my family to be together and my siblings to have a normal childhood. The day came when it seemed like a prayer and a small way had been answered. My mom received information from a coworker about an academic program called Boys Hope Girls Hope, designed to help students from low-income families. It offered me the ability to seek higher education, seemingly limitless opportunities, and a chance to become who I really want to be. At the age of 11, I had to make a decision, choosing to be with my family or pursuing higher education. I chose to go into the program immediately and hoped that I could become the light for my family. Soon enough, I was accepted and moved into the girls' home where I began my journey. Thanks to my school, I have become fascinated with science and captivated by the thought of becoming someone who I've always wanted to be. In my years with Boys Hope Girls Hope, I have never been happier. I have become independent in mind and spirit and always focused on my goals. My creative, determined mind has strongly developed and drives me to keep going. I want to achieve success and continue my story so that one day I may look back and not cry about the past, but use it to move forward. I realize my personal growth continues to go higher and higher, and God will stay by my side through it all. Today, I hold my head up high, looking into my future with confidence, not because I know the outcome, but because I know that with each struggle I will face along the way, I'll become that much stronger. Here I am, nearly 7 years later, and above everything else, I am very grateful to be in this program and for the opportunities it has given me. I've been doing better in school every year I've been here. I have a 3.8 GPA now in my senior year, and I even been able to find and pursue things I'm good at and really enjoy. I'm pretty good at photography and enrolled in an invitation-only AP studio club at Monterey High School that does community service, particularly for people on Skid Row. And I've been able to learn and do well in science classes. I'm at the point of applying to several colleges, and I want to go in as a biology, biotechnology, or toxicology major. I'm especially interested to attend Loyola Marymount University, Cal State Long Beach, or Seattle University. I'm hoping my essay will help me out. Without the program, I honestly don't know what I'd be doing at this point in my life. But unfortunately, I don't have to think that way. I have goals, I have ambition, and I have the capability to be the person I want to be because of Boys Hope Girls Hope. Thank you all for all coming out tonight to listen to me and for your support.
I think I'm thinking that essay is going to help you get into college. Now quickly, before we let the kids go here, I want to point out the other scholars that are here tonight. We've seen Ainique. We've got Zoe right behind. Just give a little wave. We have Zoe there. We have Kelsey. Say hi, Kelsey. Lizette. Irene. Julia. And our boy Steve. Josh. Ulysses. Hassan. Jonathan. And Alex. Now, if you haven't had the opportunity, I strongly suggest you get to a conversation with one of them. They are fantastic people, and I am really proud of all of them. But I'm also going to let them go right now. If Des is around, maybe Des could lead them out. No, she's back there.